I was about to say a close friend of a daddy Lumba about one tending Simbi about 12 on Tia Busia. We ain't free baby a timliga wife for and exposes as we normal someone can nan say Lumba Tiaseno na alleged woman what I complain pa as a year anti-CC a yodo Bronii Mametana betana Ninchan our warrior Nasenum. Wahane pa ye say a man Nigia partner friend said Nigiano no Lumba na unyebi say wa yes wo kwa ha antisisi se mini wa ye kwa korampo no be ye korampo no na ye tete no e wo ho a me no ka say the timliga wife for e break is news no say close friend of daddy Lumba e na e de asem we say about to abonte abusia ye nkwane kwagye nsem nkyere mu hya no so ha gu so e ye K Black Media
o ma me nka o ma ja kwara o kra engineer toto o si obi to bomb wo bomb ya na toto
engineer na ro yo
o se wo bomb ya toto ma me nka asem mi bibia obeye bia no me kobusa me maame na afi wo se ade na me wo so fere se obeka kire be ukobi wa no kakra bia beka sa wonye ye tie ye ni ma ye run yi ye beka se ye ha adwen ye ha mema na nso ade a wo ye no kora sebi kora pese okuru change star kora ma wo e wo ba bia e so okobusa na maame permission sa no be change star no sa be ma kora na wa ye na dwen se wo chim na nchim no kwa be so obefa pra na de bubu na pre no wa change na se dia na be no because there are some men are very me in fact they can come
who would have so
Debbie menya bi
but no credit
mama nche me kra adwem wi engineer na ebe no akasa
okay yeah
me make am anyama bebre wo hono ma ya na ye ignore during the dating stage that ma wo ye me mama say no na wo ye da dancer na wo ware and it only gets worse. Because even at that time, no crana would dating no ye me mama say no worry you ti or no can make us say cry ni echo baby then na mama for no ye o mama for like mama say no also. It is a way or ba wo free so won't mean tolerate it jana kwa. Jana kwa. Me mo baby cry was one no. Or worry or pay be man mammy you. I wouldn't need me about. Yeah, people say I'm pay be man mammy you wouldn't need me about. Because they don't want the drama that comes with it. And see, one thing they say, yeah, my idea who could run you maybe more. Then na baba ye to say me to he say a question you be say me just say baba ye me mother so me so nam do because she until we ought to take responsibility for our actions so we fa ade from beginning na enye mo na wo ko untimi nkotete obi ba wo nipa na ya tete no ma nanyini dada wo de ne se be ware ni bi oh be ware ni bi nti untimi nka say waye me ma me say but me find we am ne be
yeah no wa betima ye no
Metunu for manager.
Mama Corno, ubetimi and ubetimi I get closer to her now.
Or say, maybe me ban the order makoma soon team for us a mammy banisho.
Me just say, Mama no only or you know like a relationship net to say.
Eh, come but what the kama was on one year at all. Very sound one say or no do any bano or muntem do be intimate to any banintem.
Yes, I don't know.
Tell me the banana.
Only means I don't even have solution because the situation look at 10
I've experienced this before.
Mama advice
on relationship Uber for you with a mama. It's me cry ebua. Emma assemble or cry ne be man be discussing or be see ya me ko bisa me mama. Wo cry bit me that take wo cry bit me the sound come on cry come mama no home project. Ansa na wo ban wo ko ne fa asem no ko no wo kwa mama no wa boss to akire no. E bedru baby no mama no cry will start to revert and send me to you. I think that sometimes, you know, like, I mean, it's not the best, say, mommy say, but so, or you know, if you find yourself in that position, I want to be mad between Ukun and the mommy. But I think you need to find a way to form an alliance with or maameno and be on her best side. Because when you do that, influence a lot of the decisions.
Okay.
And
But a man of what? My little advice.
Forget it.
My little advice. Or baby, I'll call Waribima.
What do you mean about the Bema?
I'm from Barcelona. I'm for WhatsApp screen. Come on, the mission there. I was my mission there.
Engineer, some now also want the Bema. Bema, what do you mean about the Bema?
Okay, Tobo. Or baby, I'll call Waribema. Bema ni Bema or no one is sounding here or Timmy taking a decision by his own. And yet necessarily influenced by becoming. Me who nse nka ware no asem bamu a ne ekwa abonten ku bisa bibi nipanyifo especially mo mujam ware achi enye nkwase asem bia na mo de wo na oyire di nkomo won to o ma me ho na ne what is the sense of your opinion independence
but your engineer words ni bia na odin nkwase asem na dia de o yes sir
okay there one or to bomb
for my bomb na frame
na so engineer mama mo akakra bi 1 minute na msan rem o se muslims an kofo no me ma me se no bebre na no me ka sesa ne te bebre na e omo ade we raised by their mothers go akwa e wona na papa wi obu akwa na papa na ma mi ja intem it didn't mean na
I was raised by my mom but me tisa me ma me ba kokura say no sometimes you see
some magazine ni
o see
ebi ni mo but omo mutua no fo anu na yes ade no omo da so tua no fo anu omo da so
no anya sa ti onye say I'm here to defend that but don't say obi wo ono ni wi ase obai na me say me ke me ntse me say ba me ye wo me 5 months na papa wi me papa me ni so na nam honda me ni no da enti me say everything you raising me raising me school ko mu ne hwan e obi wo ha one ne mama wo sa bond no hwe ne mama bra wo bread those kinds and ne ade one ne mama na ni nkomo bi one ne mama na eji
those waro mama
oh then yes waro mama pe say o but
Ungo for biba now me can't tell me say wo no wo do mama say but why do you marry once you marry let me tell you there's one thing that I always say oba ukoshia bema that's also do ne mama say wo dwane don't stay there there's see I mean can say there's two different love for the two different people. Me mama donko from me yene donko. We cannot put the two together. Me mama ye born na say nya enye. Me ye born na say nya enye. Bema, that is where you're supposed to stand. And this will take a position. When I'm in so the oyere no mama kwa father me mama gane.
Bema so don't talk about do bad any we are no.
Enye do no
we are said that
me de masem ne say piska bema piska but odo so de me ma ye ne do. Oba bia ni ho do
oba bia no ho ase
bi ma di oba bia ni ho do oba bia ne do oba unika pra ono wo kapra obedo nti no de piska sigare de pe but and the current say okope be ma ye be ma enye be ma ono ye be ma kakra oba kakra it doesn't help anything because most of the windows say that man for our room no because of be ma no for na ensi ho a man is suko mu fi wo kokko complain mama me na wo be ma de ususu ko complain mama me de a ene fi ni ti wen there's a problem. I say be my wawari or ne papa fee. Ono papa wan ye busuanity. There's a problem. And you know me most time. Yes.
Me ba cho me one question be ma. Let's assume say wako ware bema. Initially no, when hu bibia etisa say or your mama's boy. Na fe after say ma ware wi e na hu so tisa then abe
Speedy see
sebio
mama can some speedy mama can some there's no way a lot of when you say a lot of us we shift a responsibility because I mean me go for buy now me your brain is more important to me than your body.
Okay.
That is where I mean reason could do no. It's I mean you didn't come. I try to ask you a lot of questions that will bring you to that level that I want to see whether you are at my level. Sana also about kofa bema. Oni ni didn't come. Bema nipa bia ni wani ni didn't come. Ni ye niema. Ne character do an show. Hey, obema opema wadi ne fun see that. Oni ne nware ko ne fun see that. Nti wuni you should know something. You won't ignore responsibility. That one, I will never buy into it.
And I agree with you.
Obema or abusive or born or bebu on Panakim Pran Samaware. you know. Who so oh no they normal or the better. Obviously abu it is hard, it is what it is. It can't change. There's nothing me adi be brew me say relationship type point no courtship no that time no na easy take you nin komo be ma ya okofa na oni nin komo 2 minutes o person worry oni nin komo 1 hour. How is it going to be possible? It's not. Adi bia it shows some cracks in kakran but those cracks no and so we address and so we but we ignore those things, then we go into it, then we blame everybody for it. Why ignore responsibility? That's the fact. Me go for bana me hwe ne tunkwa na me hwe na adwene no. Se me so me go problem. Ne tunkwa na me hwe na adwene.
It's true.
Then we tend to go into the thing. They will complain later. But I mean, who are cracks in
Yeah.
we didn't just look at it. You are blown by muscles, ne chest.
I asked this question because of Niaye sister Bikai. Nukreni no matter what, I will push myself there. And by the time me kunu oni ni nwan ba ko dinko oni ni dinko oni ni mami o se ni nwa whatever oni be dinko mo na wie the next person and ni nwa o se ni mami ni be dinko more about will be me, because I will push myself in that circle.
You see,
What I say?
very well said.
No,
Or baby to say me me
you see, no, you
Akosia
maminka say intro
gameplay na I was a
I don't
have for that.
No, Akosia maminka say intro. Right from the beginning, me catch re say unim baby a wode waware ekosia. You work towards it. Even Bible crampo catch re and say you work on your salvation with fear and tremble. The same way if you bring it to your life. Bible no enye superbook no.
But he knew Bible me person me chose.
Me no nya wo ka me te wase pa.
No a red flag man to me nya ho to me no ho.
Me so sa me chiri sa mama boy.
Like Akusia's principle. If Akusia's principle, no.
I have been happily married for 8 years.
No, I Speedy. One say, sad didn't be final trouble.
No. A deal breaker, but to me, men who do junction.
Speedy. Akusia's own is better because who solving from the beginning. And you have a woman now solve it. That is wrong. We do a lot of work. When you be matching up the money,
play games.
Uncle Victor Akwaba.
I see. Well, Obiane Kwayo Faso is solving the issues. To you, no, that is the right way for you.
Akosia, mami mi sana Speedy question. Because Speedy, one say. Say be a one ni pan wo ni suban to say na suddenly bibia ba na change aba and no you are working towards it to change it ba nyo be ma wo fa no nyina wa ye no mama ba na wo bi ya ko rewa ni ba fe na ko change it.
If you see that one, you see, if you know that aspect and you still go into it, then you know what you are going in for.
And let's say
me be say a question, what if you didn't know? What say Debbie O'Hare.
Your friends, your mama by Nadia this year, and not the entire. Oh, my cousin, man went there before crying can make us so beer.
My menka as a munjo. Me mother-in-law, I never met my mother-in-law, but I met my sister-in-law. And it never, until years after I got married. Then I realized, no, this is what was happening. So what I say, you wouldn't know. because onipa ne te baby unso te baby ono so te baby. Until say you came to live together and then you found out, oh, this and that. My sister, if you really want your marriage to work, if you really want to move on with your marriage, it will back say mikunu di nkomo wi okoka che ni sister ntinu ubeja ya ware nana. No,
you are not understanding me. Me say I won't find myself in that situation. Because me dead now, Miss
didn't you say on because
I won't find myself in that situation.
The conversation
because
should bring it up.
Me when I know you I grow now what can I make of me Adam me mother lad and fuck of family sister lad
and yes, boss. Yeah. Good morning, I'm here.
I see aware name aware says aware ne wa wukunkutin will have a problem. Because besia ubitia when yakupa ya o mame. You can't even go and catch him there. On to baby on can't and mammy, some mammy taxing could say there. Or you mammy discuss BBA. What about they say who couldn't when you mammy discuss BB and all your issue? It shouldn't be an issue, but I want it being why drink of far cry. Oh, Chena, if you are a Belgian mammy advice on fat or Belgian wooden or buffer, it depends the way you play with the game. Say if you there, you hate your number. Say if you there, you hate your.
Yeah, but so many languages.
What's so busy? If you there hating because of a ma or by destroyer. No, that's not the issue. If you are a mammy bia peninya or mammy bia pennebanasum, a jib bia pennebanasum. I said, most of our catcher a woman, no, depend the way I would ever can. No, it's supposed to depend where I can. So I will be saying, I will treat what's here. Say, Kunka can be a channel of a picture or culture. You see, when you're on your court, it's a second mammy, they are so they on ya and a bois. Being what's on pen, mammy. Now, my one option and send a ringing. Also, mammy, so I show one in Papa Sophia, no, so in ye. They say, I see, I mean, me will be business in my man at the scassa. That's not the issue. The issue is that I mean now I'm no more you to know what's then. So yeah, that's it. But I'm okay. I mean, some papa and you know on the look, it's about the Biawaha. What on the being what to be pepe they will soon say bepe damiske jatua, bepe jatua, my many day, also my made Pimpina Sebesia, new cool man, mammy bibia, or in Mr. Foyer when you. Say I know oh you be a man my media that is good. You want to they say allow not being so too fear also allow so show fear. That's it. One which one she won't be will fear why be pepe had damn near corner indeed the should be our nas and be our home. So Miss Kakrama can Bisam. That's I said it. No. I said it. No. Yeah. Baby, no. And watch now. Me for that. Listen, listen, me for the woo very early. Me for the woo very early. A woo very early. In my no shame now. Mammy not. Say, mammy no shame na. Mas say, mammy no shame na. Me Chana, move mayor. Chana, say what to them, mayor. My five my me used to me my masampa. Chana, but mayor, so. Chana, who there, me pa my masampa, me be a me amazing come. Me worry. me film kwadwuma mrabam kedi
Once engineer, so now can even apply it. Mostly some of money or money will raise by maybe a single mother.
Question there.
Yes.
Benyiba or no de bibia no kobusa na mame, bibia no kobusa na mame. If you opedo change style and poem paniswa opedo kobusa na mame.
It is not no, it is not always like that.
Bibia no kobusa na mame.
No,
that one there no. Bema ben on any require you want pass or on any mommy back with
you doesn't work like that. Boy, bibia de be ko.
I mean me a mama's boy. Who do that? Until them mama why no before me why
they are men like that
no me they are men like that and send my cookie look me kwa program but who there and be that inti also akidi do am ho a me say dey nyo o see you inti kakra man am jai he say depend how be say be treat benyin no.
It's true.
It's true.
My example akosia. Me husband won send na me wo Ghana and I no wo ha. Eti na ya oba every year no oba ni sister no wo Canada and no wo US. Oni ni sister na plan your vacation boom no mo aba Ghana together. No mo ba me kuna ma me nu aduane ma no. Men no aduane ama me kuna na eche say that day no why na dwen so onko babia me dia ne say maame no ebebo be 10 no afre na mo beba say me see you oh okay you ene enam kwan so on frɛ me ku me no be frɛ mo beba mi wo fufuo nti mo mra na mo medi me see you me nka so ma kwotena se ni medi we are the only thing a man is a chance here I did dimunu bowls no ni metwitwim and that's the only thing I do. So why will you have a and trust me, my friend had a problem with it. Say na den na ukun aba wo nu aduane da bia wo ba ko na me say what is your problem? Me I am okay with it.
That's it.
I am okay with it. After all, it saves me from stress. Me dia ne say ebe kwadwan na ready enya akwotena se ne yedi at table hu ne yedidi. Yedidi we will just clear the table, wash the bowls, clean the place, and that is all I do. Obi taking the time anu aduane no. Me problem. Why should I have a problem with it? And it went on for years and I never had a problem with it until I came here. And so na me sha se anu aduane ama me kunu se eyi me ware se me kunu me nu aduane ma na no pa wi anwumre. Now it is the two of us. So imagine I started having a problem with that. Do you think that this marriage will continue? No. Sometimes you just need to have patience and then you flow with it. At the end of the day, you will be happy.
But this is my problem with the way I will take care of me. There's nothing wrong with Subi having a problem with that.
I'm not saying that there's a problem. I'm not saying that if you cannot take, no, I'm not saying that if you cannot take it, it is a problem. That is you and it is your choice. And I respect that. I respect my choice because I know what I'm doing and I know where I want to take my marriage to. So that is me and it is my decision and my choice. I can't impose it on you.
Not yet.
And I need to respect yours as well. And you can't impose yours on me. So let's assume, like, let's come together and understand that if you cannot take it and I can take it, it doesn't make my decision wrong.
So decision here wrong. It's not make I just say me no. Because say me me ho. Who say Mr. Victor Kwaka so see who and na so okone ma me who could do say na it took a what me sad no me nya ho. So what I said, this is me speaking my truth. To me I know myself. Me nya ho. It's me. I won't find myself in that situation because me the minute na me share be ma me no be didi nkomo no me say this I'm gone. Enye say ye kware na afi na me be kopi na ma be finding ways to deal with the situation where I'm gone. Me kokora.
But akosua wunim so say no man is an island.
Oh, no, say no dear, but me make us say in situations like this, and me, I wouldn't even mean to ask Okra man could see our ribbon. I
mean, I like your principle. Your principle is straightforward.
That's who I am. Into me or no me date me.
So I take it back 3 faces. So you can't say be a ukunu free contour ba wa fene mame wa ba mo kodi di ono. It's no problem. There's no problem. Me kind of da sitting everyday living. That is a different thing altogether. When you create what the motive we see, no so na power kodi di ono papa, kodi di ono mame wa ba.
Akosua mami misa se se ababi amowo no o mother-in-law wo ho se o memu
Nabi
only have but only have for a reason too.
Okay.
That's a common thing.
No, you see the situation. Me in my situation, I was living in Ghana. My husband was living in US. The sister was living in Canada. The two of them, they planned their vacations together and they come to Ghana together. Two siblings are when they were kids, and it's been the two of them. So they do everything together before you came in. Do you understand? They do everything together before you came in. They plan their vacations even before you came in. And it's a you have to join. You don't separate. That is the decision I made because I wanted the marriage to work and I wanted my marriage. What I say? And in a situation whereby, let's say, Anka my sister-in-law, and you're not like it's not like that. It wouldn't have been like that.
Spede was exceptional. Was exceptional. Ye can me as no dear can say. Once a baby you can and they out way. Send one more than you now could be for so could do an mammy. Debia, yes, sir. How will you feel? Do you think it's okay?
That's a grand and a man web you. And to know about 1 million, there's no point a man one.
You've not answered me. You think it's okay?
Because me that be you before now walk on maybe so. And to go bed the woman, what can say I am for me.
Those types of men here come once them. When you're ready, oh, Aria, so you should be responsible.
No, it's no sis bra. Me before now walk
and
that woman who better do all my I know when I don't make
there's me plus people
now for say easy say obi ba no pa wo sorry how na obedrin ni obedi now ma me so obe plan am why should I worry my head that one there is simple
some time ago lady be the ask and be back it was about in-law issues in-law bia lady na wa wona in-law na be check a few ho na it's like her time is up and she's still there and it's like I bet a very sensitive issue now on how I approach and semi I make can't say I can't relate it's the same thing with that one. I can't relate to that because me principle back when I say idea start mean to mean control now I don't start it. Say my wo into my coffee me mommy and ask my coffee me you be about now say I would rather pay for help. And to help them pay for it, and I can control it because my power will be my. The minute now, me make a coffee either say me mother-in-law be say brana yent na asim be see a chain na drama be bad. I should be able to take accountability for that. Na me to me say nipa ye nipa na sometimes even just simple misunderstanding quite to me cause a problem. No. Until I will stay away from such situations.
Well, Antakosia, Miss Obi Bikor. Into Ewa way, into say baby is sinasa umami betan oba wunchana, and a be or year another or better one not or chera. It would be a problem. A woman,
no, be best.
So, umami better now wunchana. It should be a problem to your husband.
To be best because me, I can't think of what.
No, listen. Okay, umami are better. Which one be the do to myself?
Obesra was different.
Obesra say.
Another go. I said like a kind of general.
General, yeah.
A general. Ebia back when the baby away. Ebia umami be on yamuka. Na obi a biansun to me. And so I know one better na yenchen. For some time, no years and not uncle. And so it should be a problem.
Only an exceptional case.
It can be a problem. Let me answer that question. It can be a problem, and it can be a good thing. Yen in-laws are no more sian. Ebinumo woman. They are just to be a troublemakers. And to be a not wase. Bia wase ba yare and na wukunu kokaye and I can say oh train mane wo ye bepo bia me na hwe no and I say I will go there every day to visit her but o ma me nko ba ye ne de o ma me de so yare ye de o ma me betra ye nchen bia na wukunu na ntumi anka bibia amfa nkyere wo but me ko ade I will let you stay wherever you are and I will come over there.
Okay.
Na no asem ni nti.
Yeah. Mama, you're there. Say a war, no tell out to Bushegu.
Mankasa nwiyo.
Okay, say we.
Okay. Oba yeah, now they why on there. Between kasa,
menkwa na mete. Na me maame betena me nchen I don't have no problem. Menkwa na mete na me maame besra me I don't have a problem. My parents, they are in Ghana right now. Omoba Baka, both of them lives with me. Miku ne me nchen, I am 100% okay. Miku wa me nchen I'll be very uncomfortable. I'll be very, very uncomfortable.
No, joke on Pui.
And you could not pay me. Let
me tell you, I mean, what with you, I'm what to remember. I mean, I mean, me, Maso, Maconta, now, we make Padis, or Yankofo. Merba.
Okay, my bonnet, mammy, for bonnie for Merba.
Theo, Mark with a mix up on a baby now, where I'm Yankofo. Then, me wife. Me na and Yankofo. Me too come me for be me fifi na wonya ofi or Ghana. But my wife say ofi na oko marketer oko store osi ho obesena akwa osi ho osi mame ho because time na no onwu dey chama me ye worry no in there everything be my mommy. You know, it take upon herself there. No, in there I'm so close to my mother. You see, people baby, oh, I call my mom. Sometimes we make munko couple, and uncle mommy wa, oh, yanko, no, so anyoko. You see, it bring that bondage, you know. Oh, you see, one further, oh, mommy, another day. You see, say with the way I were a bit the whole situation, you know. Mami bia ye jealous about nema but be safon pache na kasa no ochena you always prefer there a one mami with one better one ten but we don't prefer there one so better or your issue you want the other be safon and they be on I get they be on you one what issues
me personally both sides of crime Jubia. Mini obia so the funny thing is mini obia.
That is the right thing to do.
But
that is the right thing to do.
Me too, yeah. Me so me principle no. Because me anyway na we be ka say wa dwe wa anyway but dear Emma engineer me da. Dear Emma me ba say Emma be
individual differences. Individual what suits you know doesn't suit someone. Because I mean,
I don't expect to say you never have it the same idea, but the mechanism
there's a positive to have a healthy relationship with your waso, another will be that's the positive.
Yeah, but
it's not about positivity.
Yeah, no,
it's not about that.
No, it's mindset. It is about if you set your mind. If you set your mind there.
Me make us a man who so I can say ye warrior ye me. My mother-in-law me for anything there. Many issues. Order me me dom. But me ma kusi ya mitiwe. Me ni pebi the way I mebo my brabo no. I don't put myself in situations that asamo bako ebe wuni mini nipa no relationship because me ti asese nipa ye nipa. Ebi kwa na no kwa na be offend me ebi a me kwa na me offend no. I don't put myself in those situations unless I said there's an exception and say bibi say emergency bibi believe me I won't put myself in that situation because I was certain beyond so ye kai won say na ye mama na hwan these people some of them they were once married mama bi wo ho no ma wo hu mother-in-law na say bi a oba kwampo wa wo mama bi wo ho kwa na ono kwa ne se na nka oti aware ase no nka ompene emu obi me yes awa na ware ase. Let's not forget that too. And I know so far no ohu engineer me ba sometimes no ohu be ma bi wo ho no ma wo ware na onye hye be ma otesa no ukoyi na busu asem na lokoto so are you on your own. Inti was so we very careful be ma sa no se ne maame wo so maame ne be ye ka wo fie ho na afi duru se maame ne be ko na maame ne ntimi nkwa ontimi kra mbie na no kan ka se mama ye se sa ne ma ko fie ontimi. And people are like that. Inti se na ye kan there is definitely individual
maybe your own focus on your negative side now.
There's definitely
principle of marriage then. Bible crassi be ma be jani na ne neja. So the first principle of marriage. The first principle of it. That is the first principle. If you cannot follow that principle, you are off marriage. Men can't want some cry. You can't say no, mommy. A different thing. Who don't mommy? Benin just say, that means you have your independent mindset to start your own family.
Good. But you
Maybe then
say umba enyina you have different perception.
No me man enyini ba dem je bigina na mgina
kwa mfaso kasa no saa na madwentie odi oni muntia menye o me afu fucking
umba enyina say umba enyini na one beno one kasa one you see how painful it is.
Oh, Obianka,
that's a man kasano.
I want to say different. That the woman of love.
No.
What makes
so, but you are drawing the line. You are drawing the line. Everything extreme on yet. But make sure that there's a harmony between you and your.
But they agree to that. Then you agree to that. You see, Emma o yere Emma and now o yere o kunu mami emme jawari no this omo na control awari. That's what we are saying.
You're wrong. Most you can you're wrong. If you say everything you're wrong. But it's not where you know where you cry. It be to make them fat.
Oh my God. Okay.
Sound where you where be awkward. I did not want me could be so kuna. The man of a baby sending the banner the same thing. On to penetrated that. No, what you're
cool. Yeah, mammy, you do say, Grammy, mammy, with me framing beside my Diana. Can you imagine? Oluma the same you.
Ombisa bano. Ombisa ban. It's a pen answer is my man no ombisa biom. Ombisa dey is also
me pa cho yenya wo mienu wa ha wo mmea ma makwa aba. Why?
Yo.
Eja osu.
Oba ka page re uju hu.
Na ye fra umu aye.
Ade osu no lu fia ha no ote. Wo ko be.
Eso akwa aba nti ama na akwa aba na ono kura ba. Mi hu ba ko no.
Woni abewa kura di nkoma otufu se eba wale ma mental ma me mu enwewura embembe wawale mu na se waso o both enye good etegu wale o me de mahu no bie panyi bie tufu kra otibika panye be ofi obusuem na se obetufu se memo both ne mbembe because o ma me dowa wahwe obeti o ma me asem obembe awale no hu jealous kakra bi nema 1 2 bi wo ma awale ne timigu eno ne de me meso se o ye be ma na so yo ba yen ka so ne wa so nya aka o yen ka so ne o but eni so mo omu betre fio eno ne de e good ba o ma ne betre fio de a utu ne be ye den bibisu ko fie wa hwa obetima operate baako ono ne ba no de gu awale no wo hwe ne ma baako bibi ko ye nipa obetima ye mistake baako mienu bi obetima faso ne ba di ho nkomo na obakeka wa hwe a okoma wa ase ba betena wa obu the same thing etima mane nya bone se o ze chenchena o ze yes bond ndo also unya but ini so mo be fio me de me madwen chere no so wale jina dia because ye di pankwa dia fo so be ba ho obeye ba kumienu oye ba kumienu wa so be cha no ne ba ko na chi a o pleti
on say je wusu ye kan fonso ya na bi mu free say aso no na chese ye bu ne so mo ye mfonso nti na me kan say me makoso kra mti me timi kra ye kra offendi nipa no because ye nipa it is yet as mfunso wo nipa ehu de na wo ye ne me bi wo ho wotutu anamo ye enko emfa ho nko hyasem kuro ni mu na afei ensem no bro so am sister bi dia me so de ba me page so Bennett those days na me nye Lumba bebre na me ye me say ga ni chire ma wo so ono ani sinu kunniama ensu sese ne mother-in-law ne ba no wagini nyina ata na ni aso so anopa nukunu boxer shorts ni ade ni na ma me no so no wasi na ma me ni tese wo so osi ni ma me ni ye na aburu wo mo so ono so awo no wo ye na ma me ba ye
Tama so kwai
enti ese ma me tama so se ya ma me ne be kono aya asem woni nukunu no so aka nukunu no so ntimi nkan ahwe nche ma me no be bi wo enye se bi awache be me bo kono oda form that's ntimi nka enti wo asa oba no ko nso ukunu ti san yema bi wo ha don't invite it in your home don't invite it because wo obe ya waware ya wunim se ukunu ti san no ntimi nka san che na maame a maybe a wo fi se wo oba na maame na abema na ba wo de wunim se bi a wo no emre no so abetima aka so oba asesa na yema ko wo but wo mother-in-law don't mean kan so oba asesa na yema ko me cry them me to avoid everything mommy mother-in-law me I have 3 kids me wa me anam dware me ma ntimi ene me bi wo ha bi mu kan na me shara nte ase me wa me na me dware me ni mu kunu bua me yese me kire no so yese eda me fi se me kire no utimi ye oh sami mama na see ya na ama even sometimes in our marriage no some of the men they come off as say incompetent engineer to we bisa no abrocha hanum say men omo unite no a omo ye ba ko no na yire kro baby new born baby kwaja na obedare akwa because omo mienu they've been doing things in unity omo mienu ma ya abun. But the minute now, Sagana Hona, Mujana, Mima, Mimi, Jaria, Krana, Mima, dying, at least I have 3 kids. Mogo. The Pessamia man who yes, I know of our situation. I was so dear.
Good morning, Prestige. But you're here.
Sorry. I am here, and I'm sure.
Cancel.
Chama me who wa chewo proceed. Me who so
Christine
chiremo.
Baso, Emrani said they said, Maso and
Hey,
Amanda Besman, and I'm so.
Akamo, I'm
That's
running
one
car.
corner, so on
I'm running
Emrani
car.
between me and Cochinu. So I was on also uncle.
I'm running car.
Mbra ne nka bibia o. Mbra ne nka
Oh,
o.
God, check cancer. Be sure say we.
Agosi ameka bi.
Ba to bi so be ka
Me
bibi o.
chicha mo. Meka bi
Me
na.
batch your prestige casa.
Na
We are not
omo
putting my
say.
casa. Nyame adomo prestige.
I'm not the boss.
Okay. Yo. Na Accra, we dey in some say they all the call police station one here. Oh. Because I saw ne or yere ni okunu ne akonta saa nyoma ne de. I say a senator krema no. Ya konda so ya kan bom. Ti eno de mi ni hu anu ye bia me so me pass em. Why?
Because you made a cancel a granny.
Odre no ho me pacho. Cancel odre no
Me
ho.
pass em. Why? Hmm. All right.
Na me pena me pacho
Na
casa.
na 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 and then echo. What is happening?
Prestige information been about, but still na me intimi verify you. No mo say ele no mo call home court. Sana no obi kan. Into almost say omo call home court nra. And then nipa ne say omo call ye no. Caveat na nyina ye nim sa amanfo ye no almost say ene no kwenye sa. But so far me be obi ase on take court asem. The asem no kra me jay bisa ma bisa so many people bi ase onim ho hwe onte ho hwe
Na me ka som si approve na.
there be nipa nam za wanka se ya approve o se caveat na ye se we afale we akotie mu no o pese o chese nye no ana me se asem we de me enye me yi but me
Oh,
nsanti
Mr.
so bi
Alex.
e ka bia
I don't know, Mr. Alex.
oh are you crab ha muna ke kraba ha muna ko kwaso wonte ho hwe to ono kra ye se me bisa no so me mani mi so obi bisa o se no wonte hwe
Acho why na ka say enye no credit or dobronya afile caveat.
me pacho omo ba platform no so bebo mama ne omo si yesu ba na me akwa menya audio ni menya ni screen recording ni bia ahwe
Oh,
or see he was in court or see he was in court yesterday.
I won't tell
Now
police
the
as
court
you
was yesterday. That
no,
is
that's
it.
not another
Okay,
program.
no,
Na akosua ya ne akosua ka.
and na me information about how. And no be say je wusu ye wa ha no obi diri me card information about. Just say ya hwehwe ade no so aye hu na me so mu ntwa so information yin ti me verify dem me ni hu nkomo.
Na everyone say better say every omon ka pin ho asem. You say appeal no omo jaya na.
Na
Ah,
sa
we
Aka
say
o chena.
You know, there you had your hagu, I had your
na
time or
sa
so.
ayi
You go
council
by the
una o
time
ka
or so.
kire ye una ma ye docket no ko bie ba bi ba ye say ye ready said 90 me refi ayi na o kan no ye ready a
It's
kire sa 6
kan
months
asem
na
say
so
den na better say omo kan ho asem. Say appeal na
Ebe
also
so
kan
chena.
asem na obi ahu say obi
O
ahu say
chera
appeal
mbo
na
abde be ye
vacancy.
mu dede.
Na odobroni caveat de eno fa ho ben.
me kwa
Who
de me hu ni
evidence
say
just say wa
emsa
fa.
pin na ebe so ni nti na omo ye propaganda bi because me nti ase.
Yamau ɛkɔ bɛyɛ 6 months nie yɛhu sɛ wafale process biara ɛne
Chama
na
o
wosɛ
chadi
wobɛkyerɛkyerɛ
6
mu wei
months
yeah.
o.
Ae na meka sɛ ɛne na wosɛ wo momfale process biara kebiatɛ no so yɛ dɛn sɛnea mo ayɛ a moka ta wo sɛsɛn sɛ nkɔmmɔ bi ne wo sɛ dɛn sɛ don't forget
Ayen komota.
don't forget about it aye.
Ene de so far me nyanya verification bi and I think say
Chama
chino.
what your dobro for the propaganda ye. Both Timliga for the propaganda ye about the appeal o ma anya o transfer dobro ni platform bia so siso. Emma push say my minimal certificate be our best Ghana for.
What this? Me say, I say me mo yan say Ghana for your
Can
job.
say you official confirmation is free. Although Bronii lawyers will say, "Mama, no one for
Abusia,
help you."
Ochenya son kwa dia na koma
Me de
kwa
kura de
pia
aso,
kai.
me de
I
mikro
thought
ma de
me
aso,
say
mikro
me
ma kura
touch
aso.
na ye last
Me
day.
start
That
aso
is
so.
an national movie so.
Access
And that
deny.
time ye
Ujaman
last
kan
day.
say ye try
Access deny about that oh.
edi lawyer bi me kan say because ye nyina ye media no so ka kwa kiate. Eti me twa obi me de me ye din yakopon ma de pache a.
Josh, watch them.
Ye pa obi ye Ozo to be aso life ho
Me
no
kura de
so
ma
mo
so
kako.
me ma so esi omo so kura because me had the 20th ni ne.
Ocha no ho no so mo kako.
So esi omo so ne. Omo nya papa.
Only say, and me bisa o mo call for ni bisa say no. I don't know. Mama na uncle happy no so. Obey very disappointed. Now I'm so disappointed in
Ah
you.
seki.
I know no, but I could be no can no. I could be no can home. Sir.
Now, all jokes aside, Akosia, I can say be it's very, very true. Senkaya, dear say, Akobrems, Akosia can be, and Kawa, Abusia Penina fan, and Mami AS, Nkoni case,
I could fuck his way.
and Nkoni case.
Only case.
Access deny. Yes, it come up.
Because woman chain and omutimi kan so en sam na bi o de bre aseme sisi and I
Don't
show mu na say ya no
Access ye mo akwa ba o.
Oh, Accra. How are you?
Access nyame adom pacho no so e o ka
When
twa
somebody say Akwaba, what do you say in response? Akwaba, what do you say in response? Yeja.
pa den kan be ka say unso kasa
Maka say
akwa ba
ya me kunu so. Obe maka ya me kunu so. Eno so ya allowed.
ni den kan be ka say o kan no nkwa kasa akwa
Oh,
ba
I think the Yaja is simpler for me. Yaja is simpler.
Yeah,
No, you can say ya me kunu so.
I can say Yena.
amu ye show
Yeah.
so bi ka akwa ba unso nkasa akwa ba
There be
that's not how it is.
be ya akose en kasa.
When the
This is
family say
welcome.
welcome,
This is
no
welcome.
so I say welcome. Ana
Wa same way. Wa go si asama
I
open.
have a question for Prestige.
madam abridge.
Okay,
Prestige.
access. Yanko.
I just heard some news. I don't believe it. Someone is saying that they throw out Odo Broni's caveat for the LA. Is it true?
Pacho eno na na akosia ebisa ho asem wa
Oh, okay.
mente hwe.
Okay.
Enti na akosia say Yesu bana na ka
Yes,
na
yes,
o eno de
yes.
eni kwan say party to the suit and the yes. And no metro na ne caveat away by the way.
That's what I'm saying. I'm telling them it's not true, but then they said it's a public record, and
If
I know
I
I can
remember
ask
correctly, he
Prestige to
didn't say it
confirm.
was thrown away. He said it was never filed to begin with.
Okay,
Or say or my falling in your name. Tano
okay.
that's not true.
No, so me ba we dem ba mama yen this analysis. Now, was there an adjournment sine die? Did the court adjourn the process indefinitely? If the court adjourned the process indefinitely, there, and then a court ever adjourn the process indefinitely. Because I also a file earlier. Na say your honest you say ya adjourn sine die, ya adjourn indefinitely. And then a Burma court now adjourn indefinitely. The only reason a Burma court now adjourn indefinitely is when there is a block. Because a court bear adjourn case indefinitely and I say sine die. I just said there is a block. Court need the next time obesen you. And caveat is one of the processor a bit to me a cause a block. If a caveat was never father, why was the case or why was the process adjourned sine die? And I'm the make a monte as
Yes.
I understand what you're saying. That means
like
that means they filed the caveat. That means Odo Broni lawyers filed the caveat.
exactly because it was clear. You know, say Wahani say it has been into okay. Mumisane say why was the LA agent Senedi? Because we were here in the car say agent until further notice. Until now, say you need to be until on evidence when original so I can say that there was never a caveat.
Yes, but this is what Danny Bronzambo.
Say be his new name. Ebi okase caveat na no so ebi ya to egu a na no na ebi na afi na person make argument kaka then na ebi sa say e ban say na etugu ye hwan kwa na enim kra say na kra no ye be share on the caveat because me who odo Bronii lawyers no kumase so ntino me de mo fan to nchen ono nko na enim de nti okasa mo fan to nchen sanke nyina yate
Omo pesa asem ni bedu mo da bi omo de different branch ba.
Na o ma sha da dia agenda na ba ba tum ye be ka pi no asem. Be see you do no.
It's na be so si omo so tu. Etna. Prestige, me say etna ho. Ye be so si omo so omo re ho.
Prestige ba so say ka say me pa so say ka say 28 and 6 months in the so. That very day 28 no meet me after I appeal and I say 28 na so na so. You
No so omo the evidence abada. You see na omo chifam sa. Ango for lawyers and come be bogus lawyers. Abu. Omo the agra che.
Minister Wasimio. Council.
Prestige until
I can't patch you.
I can't
That may be say 28th of this month and 6 months and the person I want to be fairly appeal. That very day 28 and I'll meet me fairly appeal. And I said 28 and I have to be there. Won't you fairly appeal?
Oh, say 28 and midnight.
Yeah.
In a court to support I think 4. Until the court club.
Let's say above 4 which means I started to 2 father. Above 4 now.
Maybe maybe the chairman end 29th.
Okay.
What is it?
But what I say, but I'm going to go happy now. And
I could say even I talk and say almost file for extension of time now. So almost file for extension of time now. Also almost several the parties involved. On the mention, almost file for extension of time. I also almost several the parties involved because me file extension of time without even serving the parties involved. In our way, so opinion saw a party. In our other Bronii party. Into man file process be until this and Kamisale and Mameka. Intino. That's a shiny Anka Bananka, unless about the Kakra say be a say and I say be a ubia or no ebeng or the Bronii about the Cassia be a say in Uncle Fonafal. And I say at that in from cry. Tino 28 no so and 29 no so I say ye won't be see
the lawyer is smart. What you know was almost to call appeal. I hear no more the Kakranko when you're preferring. No, say, hey, mommy, you home.
I said 28 holiday.
Rebecca said, "Mamma, no, I bet I me make a clear.
I mean, let me see what me pesca commano. Once you can't see you, once you want to see your massing. No more match him. As long as you man go see us again.
I mean, dear, one quappy na make us a bezar Ghana for we miss them. Mo be a cast a penny. A bus camera, you need penny.
Get ready.
Opacho, for respect now, Lumba no, Famano.
There be. We are 7 dear, or Bukulumba and Massey. So, mother said, there be. Mamma Casa respect. We or Lumba Blandon, or Bugun and Massey, you cannot clear. Or best kind.
Yes.
The demon.
Because you haven't got Mr. Uzo, scam. Ever for a quarter, you.
But the man 29.
We 29 wa be so life bi a wa no se wugina men ka hwe.
Me ade am pese me hu say after 29 no and say 29 na appeal bi amba. Me to me the mama na court because my mama go through emotional trauma me da me na. Mama the
As a
certificate
Ghanaian,
back up.
Meboa. As a Ghanaian, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I will join it.
And then me bisa procedure that be there be yen. Me say me no court. Me da me na spam. Me dwene
Wafrɛ
sa me tun
maame
system.
na ɔfrɛ wo he fa wo da wo na.
Na obejina airport na airport no no kwan
Emotional
dia.
stress to the nation.
Eh, o me asum
Eh
so
ɔfrɛ wo.
Fire by a space, no. It's been
Fa
nice throughout.
me support why. Obejija kai me na me peka krampa me na $5,000 limbro. Yenko
Because I want
mia no.
to walk on a video with you.
I mean, I said in court. I may have found you more than too much. When you hear Gio matter, many as a good well. Our mammy kiss and one cake. Who's winning the only marriage certificate? I don't know also make good despite that.
No, but Council Mami Bisawo, in this situation, can a group of Ghanaians come together and sue her for emotional distress?
Oh, David.
Because it's a private case, right?
Yeah, one is a private case, and a two, obi ka say on small.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And number three, so or exercising the rights
Okay.
as on fees or rights be also protected.
And the TikTok had a better case, no.
Councillor
Aha,
Mpatwa.
then in Jebesa.
Mpatwa mo question. Almost be October 17th ọmụ kọ ye yi no wọ Germany. Ena Ghana hɔ nso so me wuse abusuapanyin de injunction akɔto bi so say ɛwɔ court say nobody should use Lumba name to do anything. And no, does it apply to the one in Germany? And I said no.
On say, and of course, I'm saying in law, you'll be a fan of conflict of laws, any public international laws. So, laws, me anyway, no. I know now a govern two separate laws. Me in the first place, no, on bet me aye, ever Germany ho. So, on Germany, Mrasua, on bet me aye. Say, you bet me a stop more. I just say, yen, order be a free Ghana ha. Edo ko Germany. Na no crampo no, udu ko Germany na wakwa enforce no. Eno na conflict of laws na nye easy. Untumi because German laws no omo bedi nka hwe no ansa omo hwe any external law eba. Akwa say waje judgment a free country for force na dey ba Ghana. Say enya bedru Ghana before I ebe enforceable in Ghana no. I just say it applies itself to the laws of Ghana. So for instance, ebia na in the judgment now with different country no omo violate bibi wom ehone de enye violation omo but say violation ema Ghana say oba be enforce so judgment na Ghana court bit na stop aka say nyoma bi wo judgment ni mu a yenjin tu wo Ghana ntentumi nya adwuma ene ne conflict of laws no teyana impempi no wo the judgment and I say wo the emre bi free or man fufu na call man fufu mu a eya na den. Oh, a typical example extradition process. Unse Ghana say you can say US for extradite obi emaya. I just say oma pass it through US internal process no. And yes nipa no untumi mada. Sa so na say US ka say Ghana ye extradite Abutrika emra. I just afa Ghana process no. Unse say Abutrika ye yama ni bail. US phone to be my country say didn't yama ni bail. Ghana process na ye adwuma. But US there, according to Obombrano, and Kabutrika, also Mocheno. But who say the extradition process nearby no. Yenya moment who say, although Mumran say Yantia Butrika and Fambra, then so Yambra and one say also for process will. and only conflict of law. Into the uncle for baby case I didn't know my man one court Germany na one fan court or the court Germany had the court corner. Answer na ebe enforced in Ghana no ebe thing. Ebe for all this process no. Lawyers need to frustrate process no. Emma one here ebe basa. Into no file Ghana ne de no kwan so ano ne mrem no kwan so ano. Nti so omka so omkwa akoye 1 year no Germany a ombetumi aye se omembu dem amra so ombetumi aye na emum anase however no nkofo na omkoye sa eyi no so munya siga na so ye so nko ade a then emra ne ombedi se ne aye sister ba kokotena TikTok so a o kan nsem to odo Bronii so no so siga na pe na Ghana che no. So that is how it works.
Okay.
Prestige, I have a question. Earlier on, we say my men no stress here or therefore we bet mess you know. I mean, another scenario. Let's take for instance, say, I'm a team legal wife member. Skabia ye I have received some chibi. Mean to me, see when say for false pretense, say be our certificate. And until a man miss with the extra, it will be 3 years. I mean to me, see you know.
So this is a very fantastic question. If you are a team legal wife member, now oya was said yes, I was away. Now my manager to say or come home then you can take an action against it. So it's a very fantastic question. So what
But you repeat your hobby.
the say be our common to it. Oh, say for instance, ye mamin kan say say na be obeti ase. Say mu nyina mu oku ba ku. Na mu panyin no oya ade bi. Ade na obeye no e cause trauma and e cause any effect e wo ku members eso a. E ku members na betumi asiu. Inti no by extension no say mamin age atumu say oya part of team legal wife there. Now also no oya member na say bibi agi adanse say oya member utu out use na say obi ajo atum say oya member there, then you can take an action against it.
Prestige, sorry. On Jim Tum, by Skabia, I had a command via Oje, Essa or the Etipia and Amona making. I Lucia Miss Mania, Pupa, Miss Michias Esca, Oje, by in the end, you know. And I'm say all this while is kind of Michiana, Sana Michias can. I know on your member, yeah, they say we are on a journey, say, yeah, justice amano. I feel you buy also need document you are there for permit me soon and I make one.
So you will be a friend of implied consent and express consent. It has an implied consent, consent by conduct. No, I thought that to prove no yana ed than the express consent. Express consent ne say ono akasa age atum so ye member. Implied consent ne say ne ne bi ama e ya akwa say o ye member. So to prove express consent ya na edin. Oh, ya na edin. You can say because of say e bia ne ne bi kire say o ye member there. Ono so betuma ba be catch say na say me nka say me ye member. Madwen na me kire. Abasa na your litigation no e be suffer. But what I say, in team pain, is annual Mariana say, Nipano, Emma express consent. I know the Anna, okay. But what I say, Intino, in this case, no, on Jin to Muse or your member there, also in Ukraine, Kusiaga, because a bit much son.
Okay.
Now, a counselor says the same, no, almost say, I do much mobile for almost new one crabba. I friend ASF, and when I say, and no, mamma, no. A woman kasankasa. Near one, a lion when in your just a dawson. And to the okay, just apply until send panagia to mono. You can, it doesn't matter what team you think she belongs to, until say what being and waka, Sebia, me were Lion Nation and I say more ASF. And some what's many baby.
But because obey to me deny. Oh, obey to me deny. Un say implied consent no. And no mostly na yana mostly no in some of the things no it goes with time. Oh, so for instance, ebia say omuye bibia on kasa na odi ne ho akochi. Omuye bibia on kasa na odi ne ho akochi. Na ebia akoso a chebe 2 years or 3 years. Eno no ntumi nya defense bia. But what I say, I don't know in law ntumi nya defense bia because oni ye no bibia akere say ade no. Omuye bibia so.
Cancel set said ma oba pa ke me ba oba ba. We your video wow.
I prefer prestige.
Prestige,
Yes,
but
sir.
we your video wow wa ba da team league for us. Your videos at team league for organize programs omo de ne to so. Omo twa ntoma nyina ma no. E ma ne be eba program na se bi asari bi all endorse. So in this case they be as well a member.
No, we are live sessions.
Osan kase oda omo ase so omo koma no no omo give it up to say justice will be served. That was the New York one and New Jersey one or Koyen.
So in this case, proceed. You feel we now say bit I say, my no member. So in this case, we be bit me at na court now.
Say ono akasa ne nsem bu akere say oye party dia for instance you be can say na minim say wa ba be do ma se omo koma no kan sa say me da mo ase say mo koma
say mo bia omo nja to ayi justice served that ho.
No, but okay say me da mo
No,
ase
that one didn't come directly from her. So you can't hold her to it.
Ntu so no akasa me da mo ase say mo koma me dia. Then that
one
means
she said I know
exactly.
they her direct.
What I say nti am nti nsem ne ye.
No, but this video also order of massive in Damasu to legal husbands and wives.
That one she said.
Yeah, in the video, Madam was see the brain, Madam was see the brain.
Madam can say, or
there were two things.
Or can say, Madam was say more Kumamiana or the count.
There come and them say, Madam
Gasman say,
I know what reported speech.
But Okase, on one case, Madam was say more Kumami there, then that means or take responsibility.
But say, say what the door must say, and no more organized programs, a man, I will show up, or my to money in a man. It means also endorse it and I'll recognize you.
And I make us say, and only implied consent, which Master Sanano, I catch or say, the Omoya Nayanefe, and no so person in should be. But on no being an Ocase, Madam was say more Kumami there, then on not the responsibility not to say, or more command until I did only be an Omoya to ne advantage. But what I say,
and to man no try no needing them.
Unti, and I make us say,
what can I say? Until say as some now can and say until say or no confess with the mouth no it doesn't matter the actual washia.
Obeti me deny. And now say with time no say sanyo man no koso chene say still no de koso an ya and only imply consent ni bit my because untumi yin hu film.
Okay.
But what am I say?
That's fine.
Prestige.
Yes, sir.
What about abatement? Because the things are all influence omo ta na chimo omo ye nema bia emfata.
I say you can't abatement ya na so you come criminal side o. Into for instance,
yes, I know.
Okay, Martin. Into for instance, my menche abatement no send am pacho kana sa say bia one ya na say uye bibi ana obu obi ama nipa no wa commit a crime. For instance, sika betimi ama wa abeto.
Yeah.
Afutuo advice betimi ama wa abeto.
Sharing
exactly. Thank you for that point. Sharing say bia obi ni obi kon. Now budgets no now budget so
instigating, yes, another 10.
You know, Pejano, you say you can be an abeto. And now I say, supply Nipano, BB, Amasadiano, with the purpose to say, on Fanco dis aboneno. But what am I say? Into the Cano, say be as a boni biba, Nekoba say, in direct link be, say, or yes, I know many be, or they supported that particular bonene they are. She cannot run away from it. But what I say, she cannot run away from it.
This is so dicey.
Asem no messy o. Very very messy.
I made the one in say it's helping us to learn or expose our
Absolutely.
criminal laws.
Yes. That's the best
And
thing of this
also
case.
culturally, no, it's helping us to know, say, culturally, this is your role as a woman. If somebody comes to your husband, it's either you scream Juloye, then right there and there it's sorted. You don't wait till after 17 years you come and make this whole chaos for anyway. Way education we are learning.
And as from
Message, I have a question for you.
Yo, Mr. Bempa, na pato hoe.
Yeah, right there, the moment you're
how
now.
I ever prepare.
Mr. Bempa, me argument pa. Now me who screen recording be now make it very good arguments.
Oh, but 100%.
I really love the
I want you
argument.
to.
Yes, sir.
I want you to educate me a bit, right? Educate me. Educate me a bit on the.
Mr. Bempa, na free hina ba ha.
Me say, me afi na mada me da yo na me am call man home omo blocking me o.
What do you can buy? You need a can worry. Say, me no need to. You allergic to
Yeah, me the unze Lumba nko na me.
Lumba, it is a sia. Me who set topic na se na ma se who so abegina ha.
Say me the me na ma. Me some Lumba o. Me some Lumba and me say no pa.
But you say,
Bronii. Say, me no Bempa na story. Say, you another group. Justice for Tiwa.
Justice for Tiwa.
And me kura me be ye bi man. Me see justice for Tiwa. I don't know how they na me anim no kura ni menti ase. Did Tiwa ne the justice for Tiwa me and me buy me so ye. On say on tell me buy a concern my year a friend is say
no justice
versus justice for Tiwa.
Then I know.
No, say no, Mammy Akosia or Martin new at the Amanom, some friend ASF. And someone okay can ask almost sideline it Tiwa so happy so mean some frapping able drone or babesi on what me the drone for phone. What me the CCTV, a couple bo obifie a no single-handedly or no. When you got in 4 hour moto fununo or babesia or no qua with me cast one with me at and Sakasiani and watch it and say or babesia single-handed.
Marco Fasam, you kill a no team legal wife.
Some way say by Tiwa when the investigative team.
I'm
an investigative team of Ghana. Yeah, how can these people say so?
No, it is unfair, and I can say
it's dangerous. It's dangerous. It's dangerous for my men. They ought to be careful.
Now, some of them are so bad.
Careful. I don't know you're dangerous for my men.
My question, please help me understand something, right? The issues of the LA, right? I don't know so what it's LA non common bia.
I say almost say the guy be say
because I don't yes, I mean I'm like in my small legal sense, I don't know how that is even like the things they are saying that the other woman has raised caveats and they've gone to amend their initial LA and added her as a wife. But what I want to know is that can you just add somebody as a second wife without consulting her? Like, okay, or do you just need to just add her name to the LA to say, okay? According to what I just heard, what they are trying to argue is that, okay, Mama Kushasa went to court first, but they not add Bronii as the second wife. But now, post the caveat, they've gone to add Bronii as a second wife to the LA and refiled the LA.
And I'm like,
media so mobile but say media
old news.
No, who say no T the first LA the issue the first
LA life and some work can file in
after say the first one uncle we to say later amendment I go through Bronii.
Yes, and that is what I just heard. Internet Amebusa Pretty say. My question is to Pretty. You say,
how if going to be?
if for instance I'm a second husband, if let's say, no, maybe there's nothing like a second husband, but let's just say for an argument, if I'm say the second husband, can the first husband just file the LA and add my name that okay, there's a second husband without consulting me, or they just need to list my name on it for administrative purposes?
No, you cannot do that because the purpose of the LA is to be specific. The LA, no, we are specific. What are you bringing to the court for the court to raise probate and also to share it for you? You have to be specific. In the same way, you know, to me, for bidding seeking consent. And you are one. Number two, what they no any ejapadena wa list no. What if the other party na say yere back no or say japade we income? It's going to be incongruous. It's going to be preposterous. And you know, it will not make sense. Or say a dime in our wireless team a woman say a year papa dia. What if say Obana or didn't account also because they be a dime with the end there? Are you not creating confusion? So you cannot do that. You cannot do that. So say omumi no issue na kasa no. E was say omumi no ankasa tenase. Na omuhu senia ombesi apply for it. Say ma many free say or inyana so e kire say e dan miensa e papa Lumba dia. Enunti opese o activate process na. You have to sit down with the other wife. Because definitely no didn't account also be to me raise issues. Then it will lead to chaos and confusion. To me for me didn't can be being bra mama money. Now odi me dia account no properties now are listed no. And then a chair say I'm consenting to it. And then a chair say I'm consenting to it. It's not
is it even necessary?
Another question, sir.
Sorry, sometimes say a be incongruous, no, a be unreasonable.
Yeah, but another question I want to ask is, if you are filing for, if you're a party to an LA, do you have to swear an affidavit and add some documentation to it?
Sir, also swear. Na nyoma na o de let's say nipa no ediano. Na also for instance death threat account. I know you prove say nipa no wu. So there are some documents also the count. This time Crampono also they will ID crack count. Yes,
I think no. My question was that okay. Let's just assume that they've added first Bronii to it, right? As a wife. Do they need just to list, or do we have to swear an affidavit or maybe file some other thing to support what Mama Kusha had already filed?
She has to also file to support. Didn't I make say? So on the say I did when you say it's going to create confusion.
Until also the affidavit become home. Say me or double in a minute, me say account.
But until say what say. May I see? I'm foreseeing a very big problem.
There's a huge problem ahead.
You're paying this law 111 now. Yes, say the matrimonial home will be with the wife. One casa wives. Until matrimonial home need there or any there one casa wives. He said the question is matrimonial home a war Germany. Any there war East Legon. Omu beche ni sen.
True. Eso bi abefane de.
Senti asebe adwuma saa de anka asemi tiawa. Na nso se akusa so akase da bi ono so pe de East Legon na asa odo Bronii kasa ono so pe de Germany na.
Odo Bronii don kasa openi e Germany no. Mama akusa na be kasa openi e Ghana no. Ye nhwe opa mo ntro to ono be kasa.
So you see where the confusion will come.
And no crowd first na many legal for ni cool no. Almost a mamma no no pay. Almost a na East Legon no pay.
Because say the law does not say wives. I think say and only one of the I think say and only one of the mischief I was say you cure in the law. Because the law always anticipated say a bear one wife. They make
No, it makes sense. It makes a lot of sense. Yeah, it makes sense.
Intino, Basa na court, a big Manawa, watch it. But I mean, I think say probably no, although Bronii any lawyers no. Ebia or my adwin home actually they making, so they know how to deal with it.
But Prestige, I think there's also another letter that will throw some of this thing away. The 2018 letter from Akosia Sewa, there was one line where she stated, say, offer the house in Germany, no, Emma, no. So they can stand on that and argue, say, you keep this one and this keeps this one. When you go back to PNDC law 111, they will probably stand on that letter and argue, say, you had already requested for this.
And say, and that is how the court make it pronouncement also. Won't say the bad judgment in Muno. And another day, when I'm person, me chim or her, me call for Mamma Manchimo. Offer judgment be you were a normal man, and then 9 beer, your introduction, and no containing the area of law raising tier, yeah, massa judgment. No, now about the holding, and I say ratio, and I thought I'm kind of by court, and then near judge na can. Oh, now about orbiter, no, you move 2 legs. You want near judge in the bit you make can a diagram. It be a passing comment, and near 1 leg of the orbiter. In a you near a former part of the fat of the matter. I know any holding. Inti nyoma ko mu judgment ni nyina na ababe fat and record of the court no. Ni nyina ya fa ne say orbiter nti bi ni e bia letters ho asem ene de ebusu penny kan anyway. But holding na kasa no eno ne ye nyoma ko so a judge na ma order any ruling e was so. Eno na ye binding. Inti yakoba say sa letter no say be pie mo judgment na nka judge na ma order was so a anka no na binding on maame no.
Okay.
But today, I'm what I say. You know, they say no, a factual and it's on record and it's a matter of public record. Say, my no, Papa Lumba, Salete be ebe basuma e Japadiano. Yes, you nyane de and any a factual, but any holding, any binding, into channel. Intino ombe to me e dia court se ko ba se ajapade ho che ho asem ba ombe to me use no as a fact. Am a court make a pronouncement for so am na ba be binding on her. Se be binding on her dia eno de eteche no ontumi nya bibibia otherwise.
Into prestige mpacho so wuchiri mu a na chesi niyama kwe no case no judge na yes we are young who offend na chesi no obita ni bia no
Obita ni don't say eno say extremely to create a sense of humor, extremely just say it come asre
unfortunately if you don't fall for a serious
John extremely into one part of the orbiter never in the other part as well ebe form the part of the records of the court but any binding what did they mention.
Yes. You see, Bempa question no beside me, follow-up question. Very important. You say court, you can't go to court and show affidavit and lie. But according to Ellen, no, Obusepe but the question no had nowhere closer to Obusepe in their family. So what happened?
Yenya Piara, no, Bisa Papa said, didn't went to Kiashi. So, no, if you want to say you busy ebi on person beche bempoma Alex I know Bisano.
No, hold on. I think they used Ofapoku as head of family.
Yeah.
And Ameka said
who is not a head of family.
He's not even closer.
They be opinion na ya impersonating. So the course of action lies with him. Into who Alex I know Bisano sa de na ya papa.
Very important question. Yeah.
Very important. That's only thing why I do will be like
it goes free, yeah.
But what are we discussing? Number free me for a very long time. What are we discussing?
Justice for Tiwa by prestige by the more engaging illegally.
Yes, ma'am. Bempa can be by me man to
almost say your Professor say a friend is say Monday no court e wo kuma say about Ellie no na caveat na na say Bronii afa da ni nyina anye no kre almost we akofa le caveat akofa ni nyina ya lo de no kre but ono kuma na wetimi aka say court ko so Monday mi nya obi ama na verify fitita ma me so life ni nyina. I'm not even a single person. Monarch Munion Abaha will be so we are good in Moshe. Monarch Crowd when you say me no
or see caveats no do Bronii file caveats be an
no. I say or singing in I TikTok or Cassan yet had now man 4 years
okay.
Ya falling out or singing a crap.
But caveats no your friends lawyer Dominic can once during the
Long time. Yeah.
Lawyer Dominic can once say okay we are that so by no person become too much until
I was singing a crap. Professor singing
okay. I think I'm Meti Bibisa Shamo. You are remembering me. I think oh yeah, in TikTok live, remember?
Live, yes.
Yeah, TikTok live. That will be bizarre questions.
I think I'm Meti Bibisa. Yeah.
Now, on a class, I didn't call disciplinary committee, Anna.
Oh, why?
Akwedi fufa bet TikTok live akasanti
Wa say Ghana nkwana sa nyoma we be ha abrochira o ya lawyer obi fa professors na ye say be ye twa mo condemn no was a lawyer.
The way lawyers advertise on TV in the US, no. It's serious.
Oh, so advertisement in the Ghana is only year free.
On match,
the way legal in a movie, a Becca man for bear advertising.
On match, I was saying lawyers now protested.
Say certain patch up.
But is there a law stopping that?
Almost be advertising.
Said
what's the rationale behind? Okay, I know what's the rationale.
LI 24-23 in the council. You see, said we a lawyer. Who can say we are advertisement? You may miss from your professional standards. Inti nipa ne ba wa enye law no na obehwe. Nemo o hwe ekwan obafa so a obenyiska. Inti even if nipa no krampo no asem no nim say M1 a because why adverta o pese o ji nipa niska nti no. Obeka ade na obeya ade a ebe one way or the other ebe coerce nipa no.
Extortion or setting.
They mean kind of extortion, but more normal layman, they kind of extortion. To be idea, a bit cohesive in Panama, the Panodin who have because of Usika or Pese. And no, you're one. In number 2, so I was saying Nipano, Ufrinimu, now Uchusu, a council of his choice. To whom so Okran say, Achua, yes, you have the right to remain silent, and you have the right to have a council of your choice. Obi will make my advertisement. Come. Nanso no abon. Advert ninti ina ma waba. At the end of the day, no wintumi amboa ma we nya justice.
Akusha bra.
So to cut everything short, no. Let manipa na emra ho. Ono hu se oya ade a ono ba no why convinced then now also do the idea abon. And so maybe no people will say you have defrauded them. One of the element or defense in defraud and I mean can ya as our phone binya edia bonko for po menka.
Okay,
because
because my question is
into the man fancy. Yes, I'm one of the defenses to defrauding by false pretense or more defrauding for no on be suicide technique no defrauding should be man fancy.
But
I my member will you. Okay.
Ebe answer wakwa kushia shabu mami sanko prestige answer wakwa kushia o. Prestige.
Mr. Me na me pese me yifrim kwa quick.
Because 90 the long and short of his year of kind, not all patches say the early
so who be some and yam ni. Try I don't know, me, my screen recording. Well, kasa, and I'm just like, get to the point. And I cried will be crab as some me cram some media crowd. See, that.
me are me who no by na me drive it like
Yeah,
no
there's some
can
more
Alex
platforms. So
wants to say Alex cannot compete stand him now. I will quite a year from my apostle so meet Alex.
Yeah,
Na me tie bi nyina.
say, Bema wa no be kasa ma wuso pani de no no so be kasa ma ma no.
So who no say ade oye
I
authority
don't
on
to
I
be
don't
honest,
know.
I'm on say me no me no don't
I don't
see
know
me
portray no.
before.
Oh,
Say what that
sometimes
to boss na hwe wo sha you know
Akosia mpacho,
say
maybe question back. Emra or Kasasa na ni phone number ni dinta so ana. Oh, you
I
manu
don't
eh.
know.
Na
I know the man pay attention. I
I
have
said
to
the
be
number
like,
and say so mo hunti and you say you free o. But I mean who
okay.
say o kasa say o dwa na num kire o mu bi say. That's how I see it.
no, but Shamo tie me say wunya daje na wo share
Shawo
screen
waka
recording ni bia me di be
pa
send
o
o. So wo should be a one shamo you will know say this is some but me one who me shana no one I felt like say I was watching JB transition from the JB I knew to the JB that we know now to the Sana na me hunu send JB went through that transition now or go from I'm advocating for women empowerment so I went to baby as say JB a dream. That is exactly how I felt and I had nothing but as, to be honest, me hwana na me raho. Me hwana na ne ade a wo ye no, wo de wo hwa a, mo se wo de me no mi anim no, hwa obeka se nyo no ne ete wa wo ye sa ade. Ade a na wo ye na areho obi onim ne bia hu a. Obi onim ne bia hu a areho. Areho, yes na me catch straight bullet kran so e na me yodo. And someone would not what kind that is not him. That's not the person that me and you we know. But in himself, same way no, sa go for no so no be dia gra. Sa na be yo. But to be honest, me share na you know, na me nim no kwe ni pa na me raho. Because that is not the person I mean me. Me see ni book ta wakoto nyo de kire. To show so you're intellectual or you're this. It's just on and on and on. I say, can't some mama yentie the still whole court.
Chaff, sir, chaff.
Continue. Me say, kasa I feel them. I say, only say, breya. 2 minutes be quote Bible. No, dear Miss Wu, and none, and Miss Wu, boy, hip hop in yana. No, I ye or to no boss, how could you know? Now, what said the words and who miss what is going on? Is he possessed? Oh,
Because to your point, I was listening to him. No part say obi can English, but onim fundamentals
Nini
of
na
English.
ye
I don't understand.
Me shada antina say I saw nothing
Charlie,
but pity for him.
Charlie.
I know drink because on tesa intimi e me ya pa even omo munim no dada kwa ansa na mimi no hu before ansa na ono kroko be platform no. They said it today but akobe kan was ono kampo or share video no kana ne brabo because he doesn't know that person. No me see me. Me I just hope that